The majority of witches today follow a solitary path. Solitary witchcraft is just that, witchcraft that is practiced solo. This doesn't mean that solitary witches don't have contacts with other witches or become hermits. It simply means that they practice their craft on their own. This might be because there are no other witches in the area, or simply a preference to practice the craft alone. My own personal practice is a solitary one for the most part, but I do get together when I can for full moon rituals and Sabbats with friends when available. I've worked in groups and covens before, but my introverted and solitary feline nature is better suited to a solitary practice. The solitary witch needs discipline. This can sometimes be seen as a four-letter word in modern paganism, but it's true. Without anyone there to push you or ensure that you keep to your commitment to do a ritual at every full moon and Sabbat, you might let your practice slide. Sometimes we feel like we don't want to do a ritual at all, and more often than not, those are the precise times when we need to do ritual the most. It's called a practice for a reason. You have to keep at the craft to do the work, especially as a solitary, because no one is going to do it for you. Books are the main teachers for the solitary practitioner. You have the choice to read as much and as varied information as is available to you, and it's wonderful. But it can also be confusing as you come across some works that don't speak to you or authors that contradict each other. You will have to learn discernment and to find out what is right and wrong for your own practice. You'll have to research things that are contradictory to come to your own conclusion. As a solitary, you have many choices to make. How you practice, what tools you use, what you wear, what deities you follow, all these and more are choices that you have to make. Some people don't like having to make that many decisions, especially when first starting out on a path. But it's easier to follow a guided and established tradition, they say, rather than creating your own. However, the benefit of creating your own path is that it is 100% suited to you and no one else. You can create this however you see fit to a certain extent. You will, of course, have to stay within certain parameters in order to call your path witchcraft. Working as a solitary can be immensely freeing and also immensely challenging. When working as a solitary practitioner, you get to decide when, where, and how you practice. You are beholden to no one else's schedule. You can create your own. You can learn from any source that you wish and incorporate what you've learned into your tradition however you see fit. Some people work better on their own and find that the work that they do is much deeper in solitary work than in group working. Solitaries can also attend public rituals should they so wish, where they can meet others in the community without having the restrictions of a particular path set upon them. And there are many online forums and pages where you can talk to others about their paths and learning what they do. Working as a solitary can sometimes be a little lonely, however, especially if you don't have someone around to physically talk to about your work and your beliefs. Online is all well and good, but face-to-face interaction is a wonderful thing. Not having a dedicated structure for the practice can also hinder the solitary's path, and one has to be very disciplined in order to maintain their studies and practice. Otherwise, it can become more of a hobby than a spiritual practice. Some people who believe coven practice is the only way forward may look down on solitaries and disregard the work that they have put into their practice. Your study will be entirely self-directed, and so you will have to realize that no witch, coven, or solitary ever stops learning. There is great joy and freedom in the solitary path. You will gain great skills such as discernment and resilience, discipline, creativity, and connection. On your own, you can hear the stories of the landscape around you, and your relationship with a goddess and god will be deeply personal. Though it may not be the path for everyone, if you feel called to the solitary path, then seek it out. Find yourself in the moonlight, on the seashore, deep in the heart of the wood, Open yourself to the deities and let them guide you on your path of learning. Learn all that you can and never stop learning. Grow and nurture yourself and your practice, and then you truly will, blessed be.